Outside of the Christmas tree, perhaps no other plant tells us it's the holiday season outside of this plant right here, the poinsettia. It has a myriad of festive holiday colors. The colors can range from red to white to pink, or in between. You can have blotches of whites and pinks and reds on each individual plant. But what if I told you once the holiday season is over, you do not have to throw these away. You can grow these year-round in your house with a few simple tips and tricks. Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Warren, and you're watching A Plant Doctor. Let's get started. So in order to grow a poinsettia successfully in your house, I believe it's imperative that I share with you some information about its native range. So poinsettias are native to Guatemala and Mexico, in particular steep slopes and canyons. And within the steep slopes and canyons, the precipitation is going to be relatively limited. So they like drier conditions. And if you think about a canyon, you're going to get a lot of indirect sunlight, not a whole lot of direct light. And that's the environments that we're going to try to replicate for these plants in order for them to grow all year. So when selecting an area to grow your poinsettia in year-round, what you're looking for is indirect sunlight. What I have here behind me is a south-facing window. So what we're getting here with this particular window is indirect sunlight. So by the time the sun gets over this window, what we have is the sun being high enough in the sky that we're not getting direct sunlight through this window, but we're getting very bright indirect light through the window. Another thing that we need to look for when we're placing our poinsettias in a proper place, check for your vents for your heat and air. You do not want to put this in a place that has direct draft. So for example, here behind this fiddle leaf fig on the other side of this pot, there is a vent, but it's blowing left and right. It's not blowing towards the camera and away from the camera. So we're not getting heat blast or AC blast directly on the foliage. That's a good way to dry them out. So two things to look for: south facing window with a lot of indirect sunlight, and also don't put it directly next to a vent. So we've moved outside for this next segment because it can get a little messy. I did not want to do this in the studio, but we need to talk about pot size for poinsettias. So poinsettias, if we treat them correctly, they can get really, really big. So I'll tell you a story. My dad was a FFA director for 30 plus years where I grew up. And they had a poinsettia in a greenhouse that was roughly 15 feet tall, if not taller. If you're old enough, you remember the snowstorm of 1993, and that caved in the greenhouses there at the school, and they lost power for about 2 weeks, and that was the end of that poinsettia. So long story short, these can get very big if we treat them right. We need to look at the roots of this poinsettia to make sure it's not pot bound, or what we call root girdled. So what you want to do, put your pot on the side, don't hold it directly up and just pull by the stems here, because you could literally pull the roots away from the plant. Hold it on its side, slowly pull it out, look at the roots, and this one, it's getting root bound. So anytime you start to see roots girdle around your plant like this, it's time to move it up into a bigger pot. Before we pot up, I want to stop and give you a pro tip. Always hold on to these decorative pot covers. They do a couple of things for us. One, they look good. Two, they keep potting mix from falling out of the bottom of the hole and getting on your dining table or something like that. And also, it acts like a little water reservoir. So if you water and you have leachate come out the bottom of the holes here, it's going to catch it and it doesn't get all over the table. And you can reuse these for any plant. It doesn't necessarily have to be a poinsettia. So hold on to these. Now, with our pot up, we want the top of our root ball of our poinsettia to be roughly a ½ inch below the lip of this pot right here. And that will also be the top layer for where our soil is going to be. But we need to put soil in the bottom of this. So if you look here, if we were to just put the bottom of the root ball in the bottom of the pot, that's not going to work, because it's only going to be about halfway up. So what I like to do is take my plant, hold it about where I want it in the pot. I'll pin it on the side, and I'll look down in the pot and I can kind of feel through the plastic, and I can feel the bottom of the root ball. And so I'll just make a mark with my finger like that. And I know now that I need to put soil to the depth of that mark that I made with my finger on the pot. And so with poinsettias, what we want, this is going to sound like a juxtaposition, but what we want is a moist, well-drained potting mix. So what I'm looking for is something that has some draining capabilities with it, a little bit of pine bark, a little bit of sand, but also a little bit of peat and a little bit of vermiculite to help hold in a little bit of moisture. And my go-to for this is just Miracle-Gro potting mix. And so I've done this with lots of different plants, and this potting mix does pretty good. And so here again, we're just filling up our pot to that mark that we made earlier, and that's about right. We're going to double check to make sure that's where we want it. That's still just a little bit low, so we'll put some more in here, maybe 2 handfuls. Let's see. That looks about perfect. Now from here, what we need to do is just fill in the sides of the pot. So I've moved the camera around to let you see exactly what we're working with here. So you can see about a 1/2 inch, that's about just past the first knuckle on my index finger. That is how far down the top of our potting mix is. If I scrape back very lightly right here, you can see the root ball of our poinsettia. You don't want a bunch of potting mix over the top of the root ball. You want some roots exposed up here. So the top of your root ball level with the top of your potting mix. And one thing you may find out when you first pot up a poinsettia is, see how this one's leaning over a little bit? You may need to stake it. So you may need a bamboo stake, drive it down in there, take some horticulture tape, pull it back, tie it to that stake so that it stands up nice and tall. So we've gotten through Thanksgiving, we've gotten through Christmas. After Christmas, we have repotted our plant if needed. Now we're getting into January, February timeframe. What do I need to do with my poinsettia? What you're going to see is this. The red foliage, technically these are not flowers, these are what we call bracts. So the little small inconspicuous things right here, I can see pollen on some right now. Those are the flowers. So they're just like dogwoods. Dogwoods technically don't have flowers, they have what we call bracts, and the true flower is in the center of that bract. These bracts are going to fall off, and you may see some other foliage fall off too, and I do not want you to panic. What I want you to do, January sometime, you start to see some leaves fall back. I want you to prune this back. And I do not want you to panic about how I'm going to tell you to prune it. Take some hand pruners and prune it back to, like, if this is the first year you've had a poinsettia and you're trying to keep it year round, prune it back somewhere between 6 and 10 inches, and you're not going to have hardly any leaves. If I turn this around and we look at 6 to 10 inches tall, I'm basically cutting the entire top off of this poinsettia. Once we do that, I want you to use a multi-purpose, slow release fertilizer. So I love using Osmocote. Osmocote has, of course, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium in it, but it has all the other micronutrients that your plant needs. It has manganese, it has boron, it has iron, it has them all. And that is really going to help our poinsettia succeed. I want you to take 1 tablespoon of Osmocote and top dress your pot with Osmocote. And when you water, that water is going to take that fertilizer down through the pot, and it's going to nourish your plants. And from that pruning, you're going to have more branching emerge, and those branches will be nice and full, and you're going to have a healthy poinsettia bush. So how do we water our poinsettia? Remember where it's native to. Dry forest in Guatemala and Mexico on steep canyon walls. And so it doesn't need a whole lot of water. I like to use what I call the finger test. And so I want you to take your index finger, stick it down in your potting mix fully, all the way down to your last knuckle. If you feel moisture on your finger, do not water. If you do not feel moisture, if it's dried out, I want you to water it until you start to see moisture on the bottom of the pot, we start to see water coming out of the wheat poles, and then you can stop watering. On average, you're going to have to water maybe once, perhaps twice a week. So just check it once a week, take your finger, put it in the potting mix. If it's damp, don't water. If it's dried out, water until you see the water coming out of the wheat poles of the bottom of the pot. So in January, after the holiday season, you've repotted your poinsettia, you've pruned it back, you've fertilized it, you have watered it once every week or two, and we're getting into fall, September time frame. Think Labor Day weekend moving forward. If you want your poinsettia to have red or white or pink, whatever cultivar poinsettia you have, if you want the leaves to change colors, it's going to require a little bit of legwork on your end to make it happen. We need to induce some darkness to this plant. How much darkness? 12 to 14 hours a day. So you may find yourself starting around Labor Day, taking your poinsettia, put it in a dark closet. If you have a large cardboard box, you can put a cardboard box over it, but you want complete darkness for 12 to 14 hours. This is how we grow them in a greenhouse. We pull something called shade cloths. We have 100% shade cloth that we pull over the top of the greenhouse, and that is going to simulate night, and that is what's going to make these leaves turn colors. And that brings us back to the holiday season, where we have this type poinsettia, the red, the white, the pink bracts, and from there, we just repeat this process over again so that we have a healthy poinsettia in years to come. If you have questions about poinsettias that I did not go over in this video, please leave those down in the comments below. Also, if you have a tip for our viewers about growing poinsettias, please leave those tips down in the comments below as well. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor, and until next time, happy gardening.